stopped it, and I'm going to pause on multiple occasions, okay? I'm going to make it sound as though we're going to tear you to shreds, we're going to rip you apart, but really all that we're looking for is the small hinges that swing big doors, okay? I say that because in the Marine Corps, when I was in the Marines, I was in the Marine Corps Infantry, and I deployed to Afghanistan in 2013. One thing that we always preached on was brilliance in the basics, brilliance in the basics. And one of the calls that I was with Joshua Wheelock, I didn't even say anything to him. We just let him listen to his own call, and he came up with his own feedback and said, "Oh my gosh, Sean, I'm speaking too much on these calls. I should be listening more." And so just that little ounce of feedback that he came up with on his own, albeit I facilitated the call, but he came up with it on his own. And he's the one who actually took his own advice and applied that action. And this is the same guy that didn't close anything for 6 months and then closed 8 transactions in 6 months. So feedback does actually improve the results. It's incredible. All right, I'm going to play this, and let's do. All right, I'm going to share my screen. I also removed some of the personal information here. Okay. And we're going to put this on 2x, 1.5x, 2x. And by the way, guys, if you guys have any comments, please hold them towards the end. We're gonna tear Dave to shreds at the end. I'm just kidding, Dave. All right. Can you guys hear this?
It's for quality purposes.
Hi, Sophie.
Yes.
Who is this?
Hi, I hope you're doing well. My name is Joe, relative to Dave Michael. We're calling because we just wanted to follow up with you because I believe from what I see from our record here, our lender were trying to work with you to help you with your credit. Have you spoken to our lender already?
One second, I can't hear you. Say it again.
According to our record here, our agent Dave sent our lender to speak with you or to work with you on your credit. Have you started anything yet, or what's going on your financing side?
I don't know who you are. I don't know who sent you the call.
I'm so sorry, I forgot to introduce myself. My name is Joe, realtor assistant to Dave Michael, and we're calling because you were previously looking for some house in Castle Rock, Colorado.
Okay.
Have you started to speak to a lender to see what your options to get a mortgage?
Not yet. We're working on our credit. Do you know what are your requirements?
That's something that my agent has to discuss it with you. Is it maybe your time?
Yeah.
Okay, let me try to connect with him right now. Hold on 1 second, please.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, so notice immediately she's already combative. She's already, hey, like, who are you again? I like to say this, when leads fill out information, it's like they have amnesia. As soon as they get off the phone, they have amnesia with who they spoke with, what they spoke about, what they filled out, their information, which is another reason why notes is incredibly important. Notice how Joan mentioned that. Hey, Jake, join our live, meetcloudrealty.com. I'll see you.
Meetcloudrealty.com.
All right, love you, bye. Notice how Joan brought up that, hey, we tried to connect you with our lender in the past, right? Internet leads are always on the defense.
Hi, Sophie. Thanks so much for waiting. I got your money today, and we will take over the portfolio rating.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Hey, Regina. Hey, how are you doing today?
Good. How are you?
Doing pretty good. I know I talked with your husband a couple times, and I think I tried to put you in touch with one of our lenders. How did that go? That conversation with the mortgage loan lender?
Yeah. So what are your requirements?
Well, no, it's not my requirement. How did that conversation go when you spoke to the mortgage lender?
You never talked to a lender.
Okay. Okay. Well, that's what I want to do then. If I want to put you in touch with one of my lenders, he was supposed to reach out to you. Apparently that didn't happen, so we'll go ahead. And there's another one I can recommend to you. And when I get back to my computer, I'll go ahead and get contact.
All right, so first off, I want to say, Dave, you did a fantastic job of not making this buyer feel dumb. I know that you might be thinking, like, that's why would I want to make them feel dumb? I cannot tell you how many calls I listened to where the person forgot to reach out, maybe they missed the phone call from the lender, maybe your lender did reach out, and it's completely on her. But the agent who makes that person feel dumb is likely not the person who's going to do business. So kudos to you. You did a great job of not making her feel bad about not connecting with the lender. Obviously, that's a very important next step.
But you have a pen and paper right now.
No, I don't.
Okay, what I'll do is go ahead and send that to you. And then, where are you living at right now?
BTC, number 6.
Okay, all right, are you renting?
Yes.
Okay, great. And you're looking at South is that correct? Or just anywhere?
I wanted to go to Dr. Ross, Parker, like the area, you know.
Okay, great. Because I also live where I'm at right now. I'm over here by South Mall, which is southeast Aurora, and there's some nice. I just was showing some homes today. There's some nice ones out here in the mid 500,000. Are you looking at like a 2-bedroom, 2-bath?
Okay, so I want to give great kudos here. And Dave, I told you that I was going to tear you to shreds, but I'm giving you compliments. I'm writing in with compliments here because this is so far a fantastic way to handle the call. You asked the question, you associated yourself with where she's located and where she's interested in, and then you had a soft segue into the next question, the following question. So that was like super soft. I just want to give you compliments here because a lot of agents, what I see is what they'll do is they'll, where do you want? Even though, where do you want to see a house? Even though the ISA just asked that question or already passed that along, they'll ask that hard question. The person will respond, got it. How many beds? Person says, et cetera, et cetera. How many baths? And it's just like a cold transaction. It's almost like they're interrogating. But what you did right there is you asked the question, you associated with them, and then you asked your next question. So I just want to say that was, albeit ninja, and someone, to the subtle ear might have not picked that up, but as someone who's listened to thousands of bad calls, that was good. That was good.
Two beds. I'm looking for a 2-story with a basement.
2-story with a basement, at least 2 bedrooms. Okay, and so you're looking definitely for single family homes, correct?
Yes.
Okay, all right. So, do you have, I know you guys talked to the lender yet, do you have, what would you want your monthly payment to be? If you could just, obviously, we wanted to be nothing, right? So what's the budget you could for?
18.
Okay, so about 1,800. You probably look at that, might have to look at the townhome, because that would be you.
Okay, so another, I know we're trying to get through this call, but I have too many good gold nuggets to pull from this. Notice how, guys, he's if the person doesn't know what they can afford, he's immediately switching to what can you afford on a monthly basis. And this creates options, right? And obviously the next important step is to connect with the lender to really drill down and figure out what their purchasing power is. But you're eliminating that objection of that they don't know what they can afford. So 1,800, that might mean, townhome, they might need to put something down right now I'm working with, my wife has a buyer in Coleman that's purchasing at 600,000 and they're putting, I want to say about 250 down, and their mortgage payment is going to be something like 2,200 a month. So they're still at a high price point, but they have quite a bit to put down. And so I'm hearing an echo. Okay.
We'll do that payment. What I'll do is I'll set you up on search, and I'll send you a few different homes tonight for that as well. You can start taking a look at them.
Okay, I'm sorry to interrupt you. My husband's saying he's going to talk to you better. Here we go.
Yeah, we're definitely not interested at all in the townhome. We live in the townhome. For one thing, let's be really possible. I don't want to pay $3,000 a month. I don't have to, or anywhere close to that. The other problem is, we've got to be credit, and she's not working right now. We're starting the business in both our names. If taxes is a qualification, I have issues with my taxes. So I don't know how we can get around that. We're just waiting until the time. Yeah. Right. And the thing is, I think we talked before, maybe like 2 months ago, you're not wasting anybody's time, right? So whether you're 3 months out, 6 months out, 12 months out, now's the time to start, let's do a game plan together, and let's look at some of the things you just brought up. And I'll talk with Scott on Monday. If taxes, okay, all right.
Hold on, I have to replay that for you guys, and I'm going to put that on 1.5x.
Yeah, we're definitely not interested at all in the townhome. We live in the townhome. For one thing, let's be rich as possible. I don't want to pay $3,000 a month. I don't have to, or anywhere close to that. The other problem is, we've got to use her credit, and she's not working right now. We're starting the business in both of our names. If taxes is a qualification, I have issues with my taxes.
So I don't know how we can get around that. I think we're just wasting each other's time.
Yeah. Right. And the thing is, here's the thing, I think we talked before, maybe like about 2 months ago, you're not wasting anybody's time, all right? So whether you're 3 months out, 6 months out, 12 months out, now's the time to start, let's get a game plan together, and let's look at some of the things you just brought up, and I'll talk with Scott.
Okay, so I just wanted to stop here, and the reason why I replayed this, Dave, you did a fantastic job of, again, not making them feel bad. I can tell you how many thousands of calls I've listened to that have said, oh, got it, okay, that makes sense. Well, yeah, you should probably get your stuff together, and then we should talk to you next year. But no, you're saying, hey, let's have a conversation with the lender who has options. There are options out there. Have you heard of this thing called a non-QM loan or a no-docs loan, or have you heard of this before? There's these options out there. Also, there's DPA programs, down payment assistance programs to help fill in those gaps if you're not able to put enough down. So Dave, kudos here. You did a fantastic job not making them feel bad. And Dave, you might think like, these guys just tricked me. They were going to give me feedback, but they're just giving me compliments. No, last week, and I'm not going to say any names. Last week we gave our lowest grade yet, and I'm not going to say any names, but the reason why we gave our lowest grade yet was there's literally reasons why there's laws in place, equal housing laws, prejudice laws, to give people the opportunity for a home, and so you're checking all of those boxes and being a good steward with anyone that you talk to, including the stranger. So I just want to say that's you're doing so far. You're at a 5 out of 5.
On Monday, I'll try to talk to him today. I think he's out of town, and he's our in-house mortgage lender. And so if he's good for all of us, or he's going to reach out to you, I'll be part of that. And I work with him, and then we can at least see where we're at in terms of when you can afford or what you need to work on. That's how he's planned.
Well, I mean, again, my main problem is when they go to a lender and they realize I haven't been paying my taxes for a long time, they're going to say you're not qualified. So that's the issue. And she's been paying her taxes. So,
and that's fine. And see, I understand what you're saying, and that's fine. But what I would do, I don't want it to just be like, that's the end of the story, let's shut the door. No, let's have a game plan for what we need to do to get you qualified. And that game plan may be 6 months, 12 months, whatever. But I'd rather sit down and map something out. So we know exactly what to do moving forward. And it can come with the same time on this. We're just trying to help you out. But it would be better for us to just know where we're at right now and where we need to be, whether it takes a year and a half. And that doesn't bother me at all. All right. So
my question is there someone that will qualify us even in that situation? Because a lot of saying that's over. They have to pay their taxes in 3 or 4 years. They don't want nothing to do with you. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we need to find out. That's what we'll find out from Scott. And again, Scott has worked with a lot of people who come in with different situations. And a lot of people think, oh, I can't get qualified or I can't get approved. And we're able to at least come up with a game plan. And that's where I'm talking about. I understand what you're telling me. I really did. And we may need that in the end with you right now. But what do we need to do in the 3 months to where you will get qualified? Okay? That's where I'm talking about. So I appreciate you telling me all that. And but what I'll do is I'll talk to Scott. I'll reach out to him today. And again, I know I mentioned the same couple times. He's our in-house mortgage lender. And what we can do is at least find out where you're at and what a decent game plan is moving forward. And how do we do it?
Next year, that's not going to be an issue or it's from Florida.
Yeah, we'll have to see where all that type of stuff, but I think just what you're bringing up, and we got people talking about taxes, we got people talking about credit, we got people talking.
He just threw a little something at you, water off a duck's butt. You just let it slide.
A bunch of things, and they think that they're so they can get approved, but they may not be able to get approved today, but could they get approved 6 months from now? That's what I'm talking about. That's what you're saying. Okay, so let me talk to him, and then I'll be in touch with you. I have your contact information. Again, this is Dave again. We've already gone before, and we can start looking to see what we can find. Okay?
Yeah, so also, talk to a lender, first thing they want to do is call our credit. And they call our credit, and they find out because of the situation, then our credit problems for no reason. Which is what we told a lot of work against the hard. And anytime the credit is trying to build credit, very, very hard. It's hard to correct that problem.
Yeah. And you are correct on that. I mean, typically on a pre-approval, we're only doing a soft goal, typically, right? And knowing the hard goal happens when they start working the actual numbers. But everything you're laying out, I'll share with Scott. I would like him to be talking with you. Because again, if we can get some of this stuff out on what to do next, that's what I'm laying out. What do we need to do next for you to get you qualified again? And instead of being like, well, it's not going to work, that's something that we figure out what we do.
Yeah, because our credit decent enough, I feel like we probably get the house. We probably come up with some money for down payment. It's just,
Yeah.
You see that? You see that? And I'll tell you right there, so many agents would have left the opportunity to go to someone else. He could work the down payment. It sounds like he's doing some big jobs. He might be doing construction. I'm not sure what business he's in, but I know. Speaking as a business owner, you can have almost next to nothing for 2 months, and then your family's good for another 6 months. As a business owner, I've been there, and so he can put together. I have a huge golden nugget that I want to jot down for us on today's Heather, and I think we're going to share this with a lot of folks. Let's see how this ends.
And I understand, and I'm going to share all that with Scott, and what you do the same thing we can help you. And if you're in the DTC area, that's where our office is. And if you want to come on over on Monday, I mean, something to think about, because Tom will be there, I'll be there, and we can sit down in person. And that might be a good way to keep you on.
It's so good. I appreciate your help.
Absolutely. I'll be back to this afternoon. I'll take your text message, and then I'll be done as well, okay?
Okay, thank you, sir. Take care.
Okay, so Dave, I don't have a whole lot of feedback for you. Maybe if I really tried, the feedback I have is book a meeting from a meeting, create a task from a task. Hey, instead of like, hey, I'll call you back, it's when can I call you back? 2 o'clock tomorrow, is that good time? Or and at worst, pick a time of the day. Hey, is morning good for you? And even if they brush you off, they're like, no, I'll follow up with you. No worries. If I don't hear back from you by this time, can I follow up with you at this time? And still giving them the power, giving them the permission, that's what we like to call book a meeting in front of me. That's the only thing I see. So maybe like a 4.98 out of 5. Can I just? I want to share some of the gold nuggets. The one thing that I actually pulled from this goal. That's game plan. Game plan. Game plan. Game plan. I heard that word over and over again, and it's game plan. And wow, when these internet leads come on, I am a perfect example of what an internet lead is. My wife and I had a budget of $200,000. We got pre-approved for $550. We ended up settling for $377. Game plan. I can't tell you how many agents would have shut me down or told me what I want doesn't exist. What's out there doesn't exist. I've heard it all, and I heard game plan. Hey, totally understand your credit might not be where it's at. Totally understand you haven't paid taxes in a few years. Totally understand. What's crazy is that when you haven't paid taxes over the last few years, most people, not all, and this is not tax advice, most people who haven't been paying their taxes over the last few years actually don't owe as much as they think they owe. Not everyone, okay. But in my experience, what I found, because I've seen folks who have avoided taxes for years, and then they come to find out that they were actually supposed to get a refund in some of those years. But they were just nervous. They're afraid of Uncle Sam because they didn't have anything earmarked. And so, Dave, you look past that. You said game plan. Let's figure it out, okay? I get that you're here, but we need to know all the steps involved to get here. Game plan. That's the theme. That's the theme for next month. I'm going to be preaching this, Dave. I'm so happy that we picked your call. So what do you guys have to add? What were some of your takeaways that
I was going to say
from this call?
I met with Dave this week over the phone, and I listened to the call before I talked to him, and I thought it was a great call to bring up here because a number of times we listen to the calls, and then it's just like last week, it's completely opposite direction. So I think listening to this call, putting this call out here would allow other agents to realize for themselves how they can handle some of those conversations a lot better. And listening to the call here again, I've noticed how the person was trying to take themselves out of the possibility of buying a home. He multiple times said, "Oh, my taxes. Oh, can somebody approve us for that?" Like he's trying to get himself out of the conversation, but towards the end, he saw the possibility of this coming through. It's like about working and getting the down payment. He talked himself back into having that conversation with Dave and meeting and setting up the game plan. So it's great to see that progression during the call, that they've they were looking to take themselves out, and at the end of the call, they talked themselves back into having that conversation and getting it in place. So I thought Dave handled that conversation exceptionally well, and it's great to see that happening because, like you said earlier, Sean, a lot of clients see the lead as a 6 month down the road, 12-month down the road lead with obstacles, and right away they put a door in front of them. And from the get-go, the door is open. They just put a plan in place. You just gotta have a plan in place.
Mm-hmm.
So great to see that.
And amateurs convince and professionals sort. Amateurs convince and professionals sort. Yep.
I was going to say, I thought it was really good. He did a really good job with. There were like so many curveballs thrown through that call. First off, it was a live transfer, so it wasn't like he sat down with the mindset of, okay, I'm going to make this call. He was like hit off guard by the live transfer. Well, not off guard, but you know what I mean. And then when she got on the phone, she didn't have the best attitude. She was a little, bristly at first. And then, so there was like coming that. And then she put her husband on the phone. So it was like, okay, now I have to kind of start again and build rapport with another person. And then like Andres was saying, there was a lot of can'ts in that conversation that they had that he overcame. So that was like a whole bunch of challenges that he just like maneuvered those like with like ease, it seemed like. And he kept his composure the whole time. He didn't have an attitude back when she was kind of attitudey at first. So I just thought that was really, really good.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep, Dave, we lied to you. We said we were going to have feedback. We have no feedback, and you didn't have to ask about the contact details because you knew it's already there.
Already there.
You did a great job.
That's the one thing with you guys with cloud. Doesn't even cross my mind because I know it's already there. It's going to be in the CRM, and so that for me takes a huge. I mean, that's a huge thing I don't have to worry about, and I can't express to you because I can really get into finding out what their needs are and where we can go with it. And I got to credit a lot of my brokerage, really. This is how we talk, in terms of it doesn't have to be today you're buying a house. It could be 18 months from now that you're buying a house. But you never want to burn the bridge with somebody. You always want to at least let them come in and run the numbers and find out. The biggest thing that he's gonna run into, and this may be just an evolution that he goes through, and he and Sophie here, is that I don't know what you're going to find in the Denver metro area for $1,800 a month. I mean, and he doesn't want a townhome or a condo. I don't know. And, because you're looking the average here, even in my area, single family homes going to be $450, at least. So anyway, that's going to be the biggest thing that he's going to have to navigate in their own minds, But what you said is what I do have to work on. And so it's not any small thing. It is booking that second appointment. That is something that I tend to leave open-ended that I have to start doing, not just with the leads coming through cloud, but with all my prospects. I mean, that is my weak spot right there, because I'll have a great conversation. And the reason I think I'm able to have these easy conversations, I'm a 20-year teacher. I'm still an adjunct professor for Colorado Tech. This is easy for me. It's easy to be positive because that's who you are with students. But the close, which what you got to, that's a whole different ballgame. So I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah. Well, keep it, because if you, golly, like I said, that's a 4.98 out of 5. That's so far the highest that we've given this year. And almost no one gets a perfect 5 out of 5. And we helped Ambril out with that too. That oddly enough, that happens. That tends to be a common place where we just kind of leave things open-ended and securing that next step, that confidence. And then I learned this tactical trick just in the last 2 years. But beyond, I always knew book a meeting from a meeting. But it was what if they just said, well, I'll just get back to you. Okay, if I don't hear back from you at this time, can I follow up at this time? And ever since been implementing that, people even catch me off guard. They're like, man, you're good at this, aren't you? I'm like, I'm not even trying to be. I just really want to get in touch with you, you know? And it's genuine. So, Dave, I want to say thank you on behalf of everyone for cloudrealty.com. I really appreciate you being vulnerable, being open, letting us use your call as an example of what good looks like. That's definitely a great example. And I'm really excited about working with you and seeing where this goes, because working with a professional is always a breath of fresh air. So
I definitely appreciate you, appreciate Cloud, appreciate Andreas. I mean, you guys are fantastic. This has been a good experience thus far.
Appreciate you. All right, guys. If there's nothing to add, I'll see you guys again tomorrow. Tomorrow's the CEO Power Hour. Any feedback, any feature requests, any roadmap questions that you guys have, just think of it as like a town hall. We're going to have tomorrow, same time, same link. And just a reminder for everyone who's watching this, every day, same time, same link. We're going to have a new topic Monday. Kevin Harris is not the Kevin Harris is going to be is hosting on Mondays. We're going to have Heather and myself on Tech Tuesdays. Andres is going to be interviewing folks on Wednesdays who have closed transactions with us. And every Thursday, we're going to be reviewing a live call transfer. So thank you, Dave, for being here. Thank you, everyone, for watching. And I'll see you guys later.
Take care, everyone.